Hey, Boo. If you're open to it, what we're going to do is just a little bit of energy clearing for your solar plexus. Now, if we haven't already met in this lifetime, my name is Chris, and I help people connect to their unconscious and subconscious through a lot of different techniques that I've developed. Now, your solar plexus is a very, very important place. That is where you're going to feel your self-worth. That's where you're going to feel the confidence in yourself. It's also where a lot of anger and frustration work through the body. So what we're going to do is just move around in a few different areas in your body and just clear out some of these unconscious wounds that are connected inside of you so that you can begin to fully bring your awareness to yourself and fully begin to step in to that power. Now, the only thing I'll say is please, please, please don't be driving, don't be operating any heavy machinery, anything like this while listening or watching this. I ask that you just try and stay as present as possible with your body. Now, you can move around, you could lie down, you could remain seated. Any of those are okay, just as long as you can be aware, because a lot of different emotions might arise, a lot of different memories, stuff may come up. So it's important that you have that awareness to be able to deal with it. If we're driving and all of a sudden a lot of stuff comes up, it can just be very overwhelming for your system. So what we're going to do is we're going to just get you to just relax your eyes. You don't have to close them, but just to relax your eyelids. Just allow them to naturally get a little bit heavy. Just let go of that stress that you may be holding on to. And we're going to do a couple nice big deep breaths in, just to help recenter and reset everything going on in our nervous system. So we're going to do an inhale for 4 seconds and an exhale for 6 seconds. And I'll count you in here. So we're going to inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4, and exhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4, and exhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Good. And just allow your body to relax. So again, what we're going to do is just begin to energetically access some of the unconscious stuff that comes up. Now, memories, emotions, different thoughts may come in. When they do, that's where these things were connected to within your own consciousness. If you're able, like I said, to just bring that awareness to it, to allow these systems to just kind of collapse within themselves, you'll begin to open up more space for you. If some of the things I'm saying don't resonate, don't worry that might not be for you, but this is where watching this multiple times may be beneficial for you. There we go. We're just going to begin to just clear out some of that shame that you're holding on to. Those instances of when you felt like you weren't a good person, that you were maybe evil. It's going to release that. There we go. We're going to release anything that we internalized against the self. There we go. We're just going to move up. We're going to begin to work through some of that guilt that you're holding on to, some of the things that you may have said, you may have done that you're holding against yourself. We're just going to release that. There we go. There it is. Okay. Know that for a lot of us that have had to go through guilt and shame, often at times it's going to be connected to being able to begin to see ourselves as worthy, as deserving, as lovable. Because if we look at this from a higher perspective, if we were to take God or the universe, source, creator's perspective, you'll see that they love each and every being on this earth, that regardless of their actions, that they're still lovable, that they're still deserving of this love. So sometimes that's all it was. Sometimes it was just a matter of you being able to go through this to still see how you're truly deserving of love, where everybody is. There we go. That feels so much better. We're just going to move up into the wounds of not enough, of those times, those situations, those circumstances of where we just might have felt like we were too much. We might have felt like we needed to change. We're just going to release those things. And know that one of the fundamental truths of our existence is that we are enough. That every single being, every single plant, every single particle of energy is enough. It has a purpose. It is serving by being in existence. So your existence is enough in itself. There doesn't have to be anything different. That you simply being here is making the world a better place. So thank you. There we go. Now we're moving. We're going to move over to the liver. Now, the liver is where we hold a lot of difficult emotions. There can be some anger in there. There can be some frustration. A lot of abuse, especially with drugs and alcohol, can be found down in the liver. So we're just going to start with that abuse. We're just going to release any addictions, any ties, whether they be ancestral, whether they be within our own reality, to drugs and alcohol. To know that if we use these things, that it's okay, but that it's also okay to not use them, and that we're able to break that freedom away. We're able to begin to make that choice whether we want to or not. There we go. And then we're going to just release some of that anger. So with all pain, with all the things that we've went through in our life, there's so much anger embedded in. There's anger towards the social and cultural world that we find ourselves in. We'll just release that. There it is. There's anger towards God, to the universe, to source, to creator. There's anger for others for creating that suffering in others. For you are sensitive and for you are able to see how nobody is deserving of that pain, how nobody is deserving to have to go through that. So we'll just release that anger. Release that anger towards yourself. For those times that you may have not stuck up for yourself, for those times that you may have not just been fully present with yourself, that you put others in front of you. We'll just release that. There we go. We'll release the frustration of things not coming fast enough, the frustration of feeling stuck. We'll release the frustration with others of not showing up, of not giving you that love that you deserve. There it is. Perfect. And we're going to move into the wound of undeserving. That constant thread, that subconscious belief that I'm undeserving, that bad things always happen to me, that I'm not deserving of greatness, that I'm not deserving of recognition. We'll just begin to release that there. Just breathe. You're doing so well. Things are really starting to shift and open up down there. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to begin to instill you with that confidence and that belief in yourself. Just begin to connect you to that frequency, to align you to this true understanding of how powerful you are, of how you're able to go through things, and how others see you as that beautiful, confident being. And what I really want to remind you of when things felt like they weren't working out, when things felt like you're never going to get to where you needed to be, to look at those moments in your life and to see how a month, 2 months, 6 months, a year, 3 years, 5 years down the road, at some point, things changed. At some point, everything shifted. That's what we want to begin to embody. That even though things might feel stuck, that even though things might feel difficult right now, that at some point, in some way, things will slowly begin to shift and turn in your favor. It's just coming back to that belief, coming back to that confidence inside of you, to believe in you. For if you don't believe in yourself, who's going to? It's all up to you to begin to really embody this belief in yourself. Really begin to see yourself for how powerful that you truly are. Knowing that you're loved, knowing that no matter what happens, that you're still loved, that I still love you, that God still loves you, and that even though these things have happened, that you're still enough, that you always will be enough. Okay, so we're just going to get you to take another nice big deep breath in and sigh it all out. One more big deep breath in, sigh it all out. We'll just slowly come back to our body. And know that you can watch this multiple times because some of these wounds are quite complex. They may take a few times to really work through until you're able to really begin to feel into these things. If you have any questions at all, please feel free to reach out. I hope you have an amazing day, and I hope you know how loved you are.